at the kind of intervention that she'd made. But the Labour front bench, in the form of Keir Starmer earlier and Rebecca Long-Bailey, have made their opposition to this deal very clear. It is their view that it is a far worse deal and more harmful to the UK than the one presented by Theresa May earlier this year. And for that reason, they will vote against the deal. But just to remind viewers who are joining us at this point, this very important moment in parliamentary procedure and in parliamentary history, the vote coming up is not on the deal itself, okay? It is not on Boris Johnson's deal. This vote is on a very important amendment presented by the Conservative Sir Oliver Letwin. And if this amendment is carried, it will have the effect of delaying the Brexit process, and it'll mean that the Prime Minister will be obliged by law to ask for an extension to the Brexit process. It is that important, and for that reason, if it is carried, we're not going to have that big vote on the Brexit deal today. Despite all the expectation, all the talk about today being the day of the big decision, the big D-Day, that will not be the case if this amendment is carried. The tellers are still not in place. You'll see 4 of them in place standing at the dispatch box when they're ready to announce the vote. But because the House is so full, and because we have 650 or so MPs, or just under that number, here present today, it takes a good 15 minutes, sometimes longer actually, to count all the votes. And as I look at this image, as we just stay on this image if we can, I'll bring my colleague Vicky Young back in again, who's just in the central lobby outside the chamber. The expectation now is reaching sort of pretty intense levels, Vicky.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think the news that the DUP are not backing the government is very significant. I think they're going to really struggle to win this vote without the support of the DUP. They need to have an awful lot of Labour MPs on their side. They've certainly got some of the former Conservatives. You'll remember the ones who have been booted out of the Parliamentary Party, 21 of them. Certainly some of them are not happy about this Oliver Letwin amendment. One of them, Alistair Burt, a former Foreign Office Minister, said, look, it's not what he wants. He wanted a delay to Brexit to be a possibility if there was no deal on the table. If Boris Johnson had decided to go for no deal, that's why he wanted it there. But he says that's not what he thinks is what's needed now, because there is a deal on the table. Boris Johnson went out there, he got a deal, even though lots of people said he didn't want to or that he couldn't get it. That deal is now there and could be voted on today, but instead MPs are now voting on delaying once again. So just to be clear, if Oliver Letwin's amendment goes through, and just to say that will be the ayes when the Speaker calls out the vote, the ayes will be Oliver Letwin and those people wanting to pass his amendment, the noes will be the government. If it goes through, it means that by 11 o'clock tonight, Boris Johnson, by law, has to ask the EU for yet another delay to Brexit. Now, we've heard an awful lot from him about how he's not going to do that he will leave on October the 31st, that he will never ask for a delay. You remember, he will rather die in a ditch. I think the tellers are coming back very closely. They're standing there. Here we go.
Order!
The ayes to the right, 322. The noes to the left, 306.
As amended, he agreed to, but his other minister said, aye.
emotional moment for our country, and it's such a moment for our Parliament. Alas, the opportunity to have a meaningful vote has effectively been passed up because the meaningful vote has been voided of meaning. But I wish the House to know that I'm not daunted or dismayed by this particular result.
That we have just smashed the number of people. We are at 1 million! How awesome is that? That is 1 million strong for a people's vote. That is 1 million strong saying to the Prime Minister, you will not bounce us into this sellout deal. And it means that whatever happens now with the vote on the deal, it might not even happen because he might be too chicken to have the vote. But even if it does happen, it will not be a meaningful vote, it will be a meaningless vote. Yeah! Right. It's very important for us to remember that nobody who was born in this century voted for Brexit. Yet it's going to be the young people of this country that will have to live with the consequences of the sins of the father. And if politicians over there say they care about the next generation, then why won't they give them a say over their future? So, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be able to welcome onto the stage 2 rising stars from the movement. Please show them a lot of love. Start clapping, start cheering, and go wild for Jason Arthur of For Future's Sake and Erica Ramos from the National Union of Students. Because